So for my New Year's resolutions coming into 2025, literally where has the time gone? I cannot believe it's flown. Let me open up my journal in my phone. Honestly, I love that journal app. I feel like it's like the wholesome version of my notes app. Like notes is chaotic queen, and then like my journal is like the wholesome version of me. But really, I want to make sure that now, as we're going into the second half of the year, really connecting back with my why, right? Going into actually achieving the things that I said I can set out for myself, because I feel like I did realistic goals, but let's go through them together. So overall goals was to learn Spanish and Italian, so getting better at my languages, dating my future husband, so putting myself out there more, losing 9 pounds, reading 6 books, meditating and journaling every day, starting a YouTube channel, spending an hour each week just making art, going to the gym more, taking 10K steps every day, and traveling each season. So then my monthly goals, to break it down even further, was 2 books a month, travel somewhere new, spend more time on like physical self-care, meaning like face masks, like doing my nails more, makeup, like just like little things that make me feel better or make me show up feeling more feminine. And then doing a digital space cleanse. So like getting rid of all those junk emails I literally never read anyway. And then each week, putting myself out there, doing a date once a week, going to the gym, like Pilates in the morning, and then doing either yoga or steps at night, making sure I'm doing my languages daily. I'm always a forever student, so also like learning something new, trying something new each week, meal prepping, so like having like healthier meals, easily accessible. Like for me, I love cooking, so just doing more like vegan, gluten-free meals. And like if you guys want to see some of my like 20-minute vegan, gluten-free, easy like dinner recipes, I'm happy to like do a video where I feel like for me, I have a rule. Like if I make or buy something from the grocery store like last week, I can't do it again this week, just so I'm always switching up what I have, the nutrients, things like that. And yeah, spending more time just making art and meditating and journaling. So like an example day I wrote down was like, wake up, have my lemon water, hit the gym, do a language lesson, go to work, 10K steps, and then journaling. So fitting all of that in, which I feel like these are really realistic goals. I think where I got off track was more about consistency. Like I'll learn Spanish or Italian where like I have Rosetta Stone, I have Duolingo, but then I won't do it every day. And then I'll just try to like jam pack like 2-3 hours in one session instead of just doing like 20 minutes a day. I think for me, now that my schedule's changed, it used to be very like time blocky. Like I always woke up at this time. I always went to work at this time. I always knew I had XYZ at the next time. So it was really easy to like time block off my calendar. And now that like my hours look different every single day, just being able to kind of like ride with that and change more into like, I consider it like a bracket mode, where, okay, I have to do something for me every day, something for learning, something for, others, something for, like just trying to like categorize it like that so I can know to hit at least, one thing in my like bucket or bracket each day. So I think like for me, something that'll help just for the first one is like of like languages. I'm gonna set like a reminder for myself, or like have like the apps like remind me daily, right? Just being like, okay, like Duolingo obviously is like really good at that, duh, but actually listening to it, like I definitely turn my notifications off for Duolingo. So I gotta put that back on, hold myself accountable. and then just saying, okay, I'm going to just do one Duolingo lesson, one Rosetta Stone lesson, like done, like half hour, easy. Reading more is definitely one. So right now I'm reading a book, Lapvona, by, I think it's like Otessa Moshfegh is how you pronounce it. But it's such a good book, but it's also like disturbing. So it's like a book where like I read it and then like I have to put it down and digest it. So it's like, I feel like that one's like a harder one just to like read, breeze through. But I do want to make sure I'm reading more. And I know since my other goal was to like go on dates more, like be more visible, things like that. Something I used to do was just taking myself on self dates, right? Where I'd like go to a museum, sit in the park and like journal, like anything. And like when you're really present, even when you're by yourself, but you're just like out, I think people find it more approachable. Where like I feel like I've met friends that way, I've gone on dates that way, where it's like I'm just doing me anyway. So like if someone does approach me, awesome. And if not, no worries, I'm still having a good time. But I think you forget about it as you're doing it. So maybe I could do like a little two birds, one stone situation where like taking myself on a little self date, cute cafe, and just read a little bit more. And then like you never know who comes up to you. Because then the other thing I wanted to do was spending an hour each week on my art, right? Just like making art, not to be perceived, not to monetize or anything, but really just to connect with that creativity again. I mean, like I have like an adult coloring book, right? Colored pencils and just kind of like coloring in the lines, like just cute. And I think that's also another one. Like I could do that as a self date too, put myself out there more. Because I think I definitely get a little bit comfortable of just like, oh, well, like I want to be cozy, so let me do it at home. But it's like, I don't always make time for it then when I'm home. Because I'm like, oh, well, I could be doing laundry instead, or I can, you know, do dishes, or I can meal prep, or da 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 da. And it's like, I need to like set aside that time and say like, sorry, it's in my calendar, it's booked, to hold myself accountable. Like, okay, I have to do it. I think that's also the same thing with the gym for me, where I get bored doing the same thing over and over again. Like that is just my hell. So I think like even with the gym, I need to switch back to ClassPass, where this way it's like, okay, I'm trying new studios, I'm doing new workouts, like, and I think that that's going to inspire me more because like I liked finding like, oh, okay, what does this studio have? Or like, oh, this is, you know, something that I have that's new. And because it's so nice out, I can kind of do like, I could pick something further that I can walk to. So it's like I'm getting my 10K steps on the way to the gym and back, because I also want to make sure I'm like traveling each season. Like I think when you have something to look forward to, you're like, you're more excited, and it's like, or it's like defining a period of time. So like, oh my God, yeah, the spring of 2025 is so fun because I went to this place or this, you know, like having like a defining moment each season. And I think the best way to do that is for travel, because no matter what, when you're in a new scenario, you're like just taking in so much more. But I think it doesn't have to be crazy. Like I don't need to do like a Euro summer every summer, you know what I mean? I mean, maybe, I don't know, I would love to. But it could be something where I start small. Like for instance, in like Long Island, they have like all of these like vineyards and wineries over there. And it's like, I've never been to that. And that's like not even that far. It's only like, what, 2-3 hours away? So it's like, maybe I'd like pick that for like a summer, just do a weekender, get the girls together, and we go wine tasting and like make charcuteries, and it's just like a fun bonding experience. Because I also think like traveling with your friends is like always brings you closer together, you know? Like I remember when I would travel with friends who were like more recent of like friendships that I've made, I feel like I'm closer to them because we just like, we're up till 5 a.m. in the morning, just like chatting, you know? So I think that that's a wonderful way to connect with everybody. Let me see what else is on this list, right? Meditating and journaling more often. I think I always feel obviously better, more present when I meditate. I'm a person who's just like, I don't know, I can literally like feel the like tension where it's like I'm always clenching my jaw, like something's always happening. So it's just like that like little release to reconnect. And journaling, I feel like even since I was like a kid, was always the way I really let something go. Like if I just really need to be like, oh, and now it's like out of sight, out of mind, like I would need to journal. So I think for meditating and journaling, I just need to incorporate that in my daily routines more. So my morning or my night routine, which to be honest has been all over the place lately. So I'm actually going to do another whole video on picking my routine, like picking my morning routine, picking my night routine, just so like I have that like sense of like, okay, getting the day started, getting excited for the day, and then also winding down, because I used to have horrible, horrible sleep patterns where it's like I could take like an entire jar of melatonin and still not be able to sleep. I'd be like wide awake. So I think just finding something that is a little bit of best of both worlds, where I can get excited for the day in the morning, but also have a calm wind down session at night. So for me now, I really think that getaway trip was so resetting, because it's like I was in nature. The mosquito bug bites were worth it, honestly, because I don't know, I just felt like, okay, I can actually stop thinking about all the day-to-day things I need to do. I think the biggest thing that gets me burnt out and like bogged down is just always living by a deadline. Oh, I need to have this done, and this done, and this done, and this done. And that honestly like feels like the rat race, right? Every single day trying to accomplish all the to-do lists. And it's like, I don't want to make it a to-do list anymore. I want to make it actual fun. So I think like starting off with that trip was such an easy way to align myself like with actually what's important. I feel like nature really always has that effect of like, okay, let's just get back to living in the present moment. And now as I continue, I want to see how I can apply that to my everyday. So focusing on just the little things, like for instance, doing my nails, being present, just breathing more. Because that's where, you know, you get so tied into like, I don't know, for me, like I'm just like always noticing I'm just like clenching my jaw for dear life. And it's like, okay, let's settle down. Like it's really not that deep. So I think that's really how I knew I was burning out. Just like the same physical signs, right? Like the clenched teeth, the stress, and going on that, like just like a quick weekender. It was like honestly like just a little 3-day trip upstate. I guess it was 4 days if you count, you know, whatever, 3 days, 4 nights. Or is it 4 nights, 3 days? Whatever, you know what I mean. Just getting out into nature. Oh my God. Felt like Ariana Grande in Hot Ones when she did that little wing flip. I think that was a great kickoff. And now, as part of the reset, I'm like, okay, now how do I actually get back in the swing of things? So how I really want to realign my goals is like thinking of everything in buckets, right? Because sometimes when you're like an entrepreneur, you don't have someone necessarily to answer to. It's like, how do I do what I need to do every single day, give myself breaks? Because I think it's so easy to get stuck in the work all the time, or I don't want to work at all. So I think for me, just picking 3 things, right? One thing for work, one thing for personal, one thing of like my goals, or like getting outside the comfort zone. And I think if I start aligning it like that, I'm going to feel a lot more accomplished, and like every day is bringing something new to the table, and like listening to your body more. I think for me, like, yeah, I am having a lazy day. I had so much ambition of like what I was going to do, and sometimes it feels nice just like listening to your body of like, you know what, I know tomorrow is going to be a jam-packed day. Let me take it a little bit easier. So I don't know, I keep closing this to like reopen it, but whatever, here we are. And then now how I want to apply everything into my daily life is really going back to like a sense of like loose routine. I think that's where I do the best, because I don't feel trapped in like the having to do things, but I have like a plan of like, okay, these are the things I need to accomplish. So yeah, I really think that that's where I'm going. Now I'm just finishing my nails before I'm getting ready for a party for my friend's birthday, and I think honestly that's the best way to kind of close out vacation mode me. So, because I can definitely get stuck in the, oh, I just don't want to do anything, I just want to be back there, so pretty. So I think just now ending it kind of like a once and for all little party, and then kicking it off strong tomorrow is going to be good. Like I definitely kind of had like a me day, really spontaneous, of like just doing what felt right in the moment, whether it was like relaxing or moving my body, whatever it may be. So we will see, you know, how it progresses each week. We already know I'm gonna definitely be changing things up as it goes, but that's what the journey's for.